Hello everyone, Mondune here, and welcome to episode 55 of Let's Play FTB Evolution. You'll see I built a laser turret from Mekanism, and it's doing really good. Doing a really good job of keeping the area free from bad guys. But it needs upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and load these in real quick. And this thing should be cruising now. Give it some speed upgrades and some energy upgrades. And now, let's wait for some pesky phantoms to show up. Of course, now that they're now that I want them to appear, they won't. And well, while we're waiting, here, let me show you. So Mekanism Laser Turrets are tiered like most Mekanism devices, so you have to start with the basic. Yeah, die spiders. Very nice. So you start with the basic, and I've got all this programmed in my autocrafter, and then you upgrade each tier until you get to ultimate. Ultimate does the most damage, and with the speed upgrades, this thing is like almost like a machine gun. Yeah, that zombie didn't stand a chance. Nice. So yeah, I might deploy these in, strategic locations around the base to keep things secure. I mean, I could always plant a Megatorch, which will prevent spawning, but what's the fun in that, right? I'd rather watch stuff, be destroyed by lasers. But today, I would like to devise a method for spawning withers and killing them. And to do that, I would like to use Modular Force Field. This thing keeps losing its JEI synchronization. There it is. Modular Force Fields. This is a pretty cool mod. It allows you to connect it to a power source, and then it'll generate force fields that can do all sorts of stuff. And we're going to be using it to, basically slay withers. So we need to get started. We're going to need to auto-program some of the components. And this thing uses a lot of steel. You can see right here. So we're going to need to make sure that we keep our steel reserves up, which I don't think I have steel on autocraft yet. Do I? I've got dark steel on autocraft, but not regular steel. Okay. Good to know. Let's do that. Let's take a look real quick. So you can make Mekanism steel, steel dust, and that is made through a metallurgic infuser by making enriched iron. Okay. And enriched iron is just iron ingot and a metallurgic infuser with carbon. Very good. So, enriched iron. Right here. So we will run that through our carbon infuser. And that will generate the dust. Okay. Steel ingot. Where's our just regular steel ingot? Here. Okay. Here we go. Steel dust. Made through a metallurgic infuser. Steel dust. Metallurgic infuser through enriched iron. And then final step will be to smelt the steel. And let's see, we don't have an energized smelter, so we'll run that through our, probably just our regular furnace. Yep. Yeah, we've got our netherite furnace down there, so we'll just run it through that. Yeah, like our super fast netherite furnace. Okay. So what happens if we request a stack of steel? Machine doesn't accept resource. What? Chemicals. Do we need to input? Yeah, we need to input from the autocrafter, right? Hang on a second. What direction are we facing here? We are facing east. All right. Which means this is south. Chemicals config. How come you can't input? Oh wait, output. I'm looking at the wrong machine. Chemicals input from the autocrafter, right? Cancel. This is the carbon one, right? Yeah. Chemical input from the autocrafter. Machine does not accept resource. Okay. Wait. This can't turn Geor, cold Geor into... Ah, okay. Well, today we learn. So here's what we're going to do. I think we can... Pretty sure we can crush cold Geor. No? Alright. I know we can sag mill it. Yes. And that makes coal dust. And then coal dust. We can enrich the coal dust to make coal. There we go. So, ultimate enriching factory. Here's our obsidian. Here's our sag mill. Okay, so the sag mill already has a recipe to turn geode into coal dust. So now what we can do is we can say coal in an enriching chamber here. Coal dust can become coal in the enrichment chamber. And then we modify our recipe in the carbon infuser. We're going to the chemical oxidizer. Oh yeah, all right, so yeah. So we modify this one and say not fuzzy. Right? So this one, just coal. Only coal. And we'll put our coal recipe back into the chemical oxidizer. Let's go back down here real quick and check. Now, give me steel. Give me like a stack. Are you working now? Machine cannot... What? Okay, what is going on here? Carbon. Give me carbon. Oh, it's still the fuzzy recipe. What? Alright. Clear you out. Clear you out. Coal. Just regular coal. Don't process between any other alternatives. Just coal. Okay. Are you working now? Yes. Why is it making so much? Oh, because I asked for a bucket, didn't I? Yep. That's fine. Alright. Steel. Give me a stack of steel now. Go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Look how fast that's going. I love it. Perfect. Alright, so while that's going, let's start programming the recipes for our force field components. So, modular force fields. We're going to need focus matrices. You get 9 of them, and that takes steel. That's going to be one of the main components that we need. We're also going to need translation modules. And we need scale modules. And let's see. I'll probably just manually craft some of these upgrades because we're only going to need to make them once. But these things we're going to need to autocraft. And like the projector and all this other stuff, I'll manually craft these as well because it's a one-time thing. There's no point in autocrafting it if we're only going to make it once, right? So that should be fine. But yeah, the modules, we need to autocraft these. All right. Perfect. So put those in our crafter, which we're going to need to make probably another netherite crafter because we are running low on space again. All right. Our disk here is full, probably because it's full of Geor, I bet. Well, it shouldn't be. I'll have to figure out what's... Let's see here. Let's sort by quantity. Yep. What is taking up all our space? Cobblestone? No, that's in our drawer. Most of this stuff is coming from a drawer. I'll probably need to disconnect the drawers to truly know. Or it could be just a bunch of miscellaneous little things, too. Oh, we'll figure it out. Okay. Alright, so we're going to need a Coercion Driver. That generates a resource, energy resource, for the force field called Fortron. And you connect that to a power source, so we'll plug a Flux plug into that. And then we're also going to probably want a Fortron Capacitor to store said Fortron. And then we're going to want a biometric identifier, because that will allow us to pass through the force field and not be affected by all the negative stuff. Alrighty, and then of course we want the force field projector, which is the main component. May the force be with you. Or more like, may the force fields be with you. And then we need to make an interdiction matrix. That's going to be the device that auto kills anything that gets within the force field. Alrighty. Then let's go ahead and craft. Let's see. Give me, I don't know, 30 scale modules. Give me like 20 translation modules. And then also give me an anti-hostile module. Oh, are we out of gunpowder? Not for long. Alright. Anti-hostile module. And also give me an anti-personnel module. Really? We don't have any pork? Wow. We don't have pork. I find that hilarious. Like, I haven't, like, killed any pigs. Or maybe if I did, I just threw the pork away. I'm sure I killed pigs. I probably just threw the pork away because I had infinite ham. Why would I need pork chops? Okay. Well, we'll hold off on the anti-thing. Okay. I think we're good to go. Oh, there's one more thing I want to learn to teach to autocraft. There's some really neat glass from XyCraft called the Immortal Glass View. And this is indestructible glass. Nothing can, you know, blow it up. Withers, creepers, nothing. But we need to make reinforced glass first, which is any kind of tinted glass. Or just regular glass. And then immortal glass comes from obsidian and xyluminum and reinforced glass. What is the difference between these recipes? These look the same. Just different configurations, I guess. Okay. Alright. And we're going to need a lot of this. It's going to take some time because we got to process, you know, our glass into, you know, sand into glass because we don't. I'm not keeping sand on hand, which we still need to have like a cobble works or some kind of processing to think of that. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I don't, but it's coming soon. Ooh, we're out of xyluminum. Interesting. Wait. 163 xyluminum. Okay. Alright, we can make 40. That won't be enough, I don't think, but we'll see. Alright. So now, where do we want to set this all up? I'm going to set it up down here. Here's my little... Here. I must have filled this all in. Go past me. All right. flux plug too, will ya? Thank you. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to lay down a... I might have to dig a little bit deeper into here to create one, because, yeah, we're going to need space here. So, put this here for now. Yeah. Alright. So, Coercion Driver can go... let's say, here. Flux plug can go on top. You're getting power, creating Fortron. And we'll plug the capacitor. Let's see, where do we want to put the capacitor? Here. Look at that, isn't that cool? Yes. Very cool. I want to center it. Sorry, here. Okay. And then we'll put the force field projector here. Excellent. Lever. All right. Now. This should be good, I think. Right here. Yes. Maybe one more down. Like that. Okay. Oh, we do need one more thing. From Modular Force Fields, we need a cube mode. This will tell the force field projector what shape to create the force field in. Now, if we turn this on, it is now generating the force field. But it's generating it like right on top of the block. We can move the location of the force field by putting in translation modules. So I think we're still facing south, aren't we? Yes. So, if we want to, for facing south, we want to move the force field south. So we'll put one translation module in the south base, and you'll notice, there it is. It's moved the force field out. Now this is the source block of the force field. So if we wanted to fill this whole space right here, we're going to need to move it, was that 1, 2, 3. So I think we need to put 2 more translation modules in. Right? Yep. There you go. Cool. And then we also want to move it down 1. So we'll put a translation module in the down slot. And now it's moved down. Cool, right? And now we want to expand it out. Let's see here. To the right by 2. And to the left by 2. So now we're going to want to put scale modules. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. It's moved it out. And now we want to do 1, 2 to the north and 2 to the south. And there you have it. But we also want it to fill the space here. Actually, no, I might need to move it down 1 more as well, because it might interfere with this stuff here, which is why we made the Immortal Glass. So let's do that. Let's move it down one more. Yeah, I like that. Okay. But now we also want to move it up. We want to make the cube shape. And so what we're going to do is we'll put like 5 in here. See what it does. That didn't do anything. It's like that, right? Nope. Oh, that's translation. Oops, I forgot. Scale. Ah, there we go. So now it's made a box. Kind of. Yeah, it's filled the space. So you can kind of see the inside, right? You see the interior. So the interior is, I think, 3 by 4. Yeah. Might need to move this up 1. Yeah, that way so the interior is level with the floor here. But we may need to adjust this. So you kind of get the idea, right? And this is, using Fortron power, and it's maintaining pretty easily. But I think once we start putting other adjustments in to, like auto kill things and do damage, things like that, it's going to drain more power, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I'm going to mess with this between episodes, get it tweaked just right, so we have a nice interior space to spawn the Wither. And I might have to, dig down a little bit so that it's not interfering with the refined storage stuff up there. So I will mess with this between episodes, get it tweaked just perfectly, and we'll come back and start the next step, which would be auto-killing the Wither. Oh yeah. So stay tuned, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.